Thanks so much for joining me for this little mid-morning break and just giving us an opportunity to kind of hit the pause, reset, and then we'll feel better, ready to begin again. So today's meditation, we're going to focus on just meeting the breath to settle the mind, really using the breath as a home base, as an anchor, to just call the mind back home to the body. So I would ask that you just take a second, find a comfortable, easy seat, maybe pop down onto the floor, prop up against the wall. Or if you're seated at your desk, just push yourself away from your desk and allow yourself a comfortable spot. And then just take a second to any little bit of movement that you need to release. And then take a big deep breath in through your nose, fill up, maybe sit a little taller without getting rigid in the spine. And then with an open mouth, fully exhale and release the breath. Let the shoulders soften down and just feel a little more grounded through your seat. And then bring your hands just to rest at your lap, palm on top of palm. They could rest on the knees, palms up or down. And then I would invite you to go ahead and close your eyes if you feel safe with that. Closing your eyes or just set a gentle gaze downward and ahead. And we'll begin here just finding this easy space and taking a few moments to just kind of scan through the body. Begin to notice how things are feeling. And if there's anywhere feeling guarded or tight, send a little extra breath in that direction and begin to soften and release any obvious areas of physical tension. And then we'll begin this practice today by establishing our home base, the breath. So there are many possible anchors, sounds, or sensations throughout the body that we could use as an anchor, but I've found that the easiest one, and the one that's always available to us, is our breath. So just begin by noticing your breath without really affecting any change to it. Just gather your awareness around it and simply notice where the breath might be the easiest to detect and where the breath feels most neutral. So you might pay attention to how the breath feels as it flows in and out through the nose. You might feel the gentle touch of your breath around the nostrils or as it passes over the upper lip. Or perhaps you feel the movement of the breath as it enters and exits through your chest. Or perhaps it's the rise and fall of your low belly. Maybe you even feel your whole body expanding with the in-breath and deflating as you exhale. Just give yourself a few moments to bring this attention to these sensations of your breath with a relaxed attentiveness. No need to control the breath at all, just a relaxed awareness around it. And notice what the breath feels like as a changing experience of different sensations. So this breath is your home base, a place to rest, a place to be aware. So in these next moments, simply relax and notice as the breath comes in. Notice what it feels like when the breath goes out. Watching the breath as it rises and then as it falls. And noticing where your attention is. You might find that your mind has drifted off already into thoughts. And this is completely natural. That's what the mind is created to do. The mind is conditioned to move off into thinking about the future and to reminiscing perhaps on the past. So when you become aware of thinking, just use a soft and friendly mental note. Just saying to yourself silently, just thinking, and then pause and come back to the present moment, following the breath again, helping the body to come back to a place of ease. Just open the attention again to the sounds around you, aware of the sounds around you, but just relaxing your body, feeling the life force in your body. Relax your heart without any judgment. Just allow yourself to gently return again to the inflow of the breath as it's received and the outflow of the breath as you release and exhale. Let the breath be a home base that reconnects you with your own presence. As you resettle with the breath, You might notice other experiences around you. Perhaps you feel or you hear the wind blowing, a bird chirping, or maybe a dog even barking. You might feel different sensations in the body of warmth or coolness. Whatever is there in the background can just be there. Without drawing you away, just continue to rest with the breath, following the inhale and following the exhale, allowing yourself to be at ease as the breath rises and then as the breath falls, with the simple intention of noticing whenever you can if you drift off into thought again. And if you discover that the mind has drifted away, simply pause, open the attention without any judgment, and gently come back into this moment. Just to remember the thoughts are not an enemy, and you don't have to be clear. You don't have to clear your mind of thoughts, but instead you've developed the capacity to recognize when thoughts are happening, to be mindful of what's coming up in the mind, but without attaching to it, without feeding it, without fighting it, without getting lost in a script. And you just come back again to the inflow of the breath and to the exhale, calling the mind right back home to the body. And as you notice the mind getting quieter, you might even begin to sense a bit of peace that arises within, and immerse your entire awareness into the inflow and the outflow of the breath. Breathing in, just simply know that you are breathing in, and breathing out, simply know that you are exhaling. Be aware of the beginnings and the endings of each full breath, fully here, awake, at home, in this presence. So continue here for a few breaths, just continuing to follow a full inhale and a long exhale, reminding yourself that when the mind wanders, you just notice and then come back to the breath. Just noticing what arises time and time again without any judgment. Again, maybe you use that gentle reminder, just thinking, and then you come back. And that's really the key to mindfulness meditation, just being aware of what comes up. That's the act of being mindful. And then allow yourself to let it be and come back to anchor yourself in the present moment, right where you are and just as you are. And it's the home base of the breath that helps with that. So just coming back to the sensations as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And knowing that just like the breath rises and falls on its own, the same will happen with thoughts. If you don't feed or fight them, they'll rise and then they'll fall. And you come back to this present moment, this space of ease. And you can practice this meditation of coming back anytime you need to, anytime you'd like to. It's really an easy, informal way of just kind of quieting and collecting the mind again. Simply bringing a full yet gentle attention to the breath, relaxing as you breathe in and relaxing as you breathe out. Fully breathing in, fully exhaling out. Your breath can be your anchor whenever you need it to. The breath is your ever-present, ever-patient guide. Let's come together for a few cycles of breath as one. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in and exhaling out. And we'll take another final round here together. A full inhale and a full exhale. And when the time feels right for you, You might just introduce a little bit of movement, a simple wiggle of the fingers and toes, perhaps a nod yes and a nod no of the head, or an easy roll of the neck from side to side. And then when you are ready and the time feels right, just let your eyes softly flutter back open and remind yourself that the breath is available to you whenever you need it. Thanks for joining me this morning. Namaste.